Hi, and welcome to insPAWed. I'm Cyndie Morgan, and this is my four-legged co-host, Nigel. And this show celebrates the pets who inspire their purpose and the path that followed. Today's guest is Madera of Ellie Mental Health. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Through animal-assisted therapy, Deb integrates her dog Molly into counseling sessions to help clients feel safe, regulated, and supported. She's here to share how the human-animal bond becomes a wonderful, powerful part of the healing process. So thank you for being on the show today. It's wonderful. I can't wait to hear all about your journey.
So happy to be here.
So, as you know, we have 5 core questions. And my first question is always, tell us about your pet who inspired your business.
Yes. So Molly, full name Molly May Madera. So when she's being naughty, she gets the full name. She is a rescue, came up from down south around 2 years of age when we received her and adopted her up here. She, of course, because we're dog people, we had her tested so we could figure out what she was. She's 50% Australian cattle dog, like 45% Great Pyrenees, and 5% like super mutt, which means she's a working dog. Oh, yeah. And she is happiest when she's working. We don't own a farm, so she comes to work with me. And I kind of got into animal-assisted work by founding a therapeutic farm about 11 years ago, and entered that arena through working with horses and all the other farm animals, sheep and alpaca and chickens and kind of all of those sorts of different animals.
That's fascinating.
As well as the farm itself, and also like nature. We incorporated a lot of nature into the work as well. And I found that it was incredibly impactful for folks, particularly folks who maybe traditional therapy wasn't quite hitting the mark for them, or they had been in therapy for a really long time and felt stuck.
Okay.
So when I transitioned from that, I actually moved into a position where I didn't have access to animals at all. And it was so hard.
Yeah.
I really missed it.
Right.
So when I started going to work for Ellie Mental Health, I spoke to the man who owns the franchise, Kai Nice, and kind of planned out with him that I would really like to incorporate animals into the therapy. And when you're working in an office, the easiest way to do that, obviously, is a dog.
Right.
So
yeah, you're not going to bring a horse in there.
You can't really bring a horse. I would love to be able to bring some goats in, but like that's a whole different thing with your building management.
Right.
So he agreed, and we wrote it into our first lease at our first location that we were going to have animal assistants, dogs in our office space. And that's when Molly started being able to go to work with me. She usually goes to work with me 3 or 4 days a week. 5 days is a lot. She's tired by day 5.
Yeah.
And part of knowing how to incorporate your animals into work is honoring your animals' needs as well.
Right.
So 3 days is optimal. Some days it's 4, some weeks it's 4. It's very, very rarely 5.
How long is her, I know her day is working, but like, what does that look like in 1 hour sessions, like 5 in a row, or?
So again, as the animal handler, but really her mom.
Right.
I kind of monitor how she's functioning throughout the day. So if she is doing well, she can do some back-to-back sessions. Oftentimes she functions less like a direct therapy aid in a session, and more like a therapy animal for the facility. So she's like walking around in the hallway. She's greeting people as they come into the lobby. She's just kind of a presence. And she will pop in other people's sessions.
Okay.
So she does this thing, and the doors in one of our office spaces is kind of opaque. But she'll stand outside the door and you can see her standing there. You can see a shadow of her standing there. So people will invite her in, give her some treats, play with her, pet her, or whatever. So she's kind of not just incorporated into my sessions, but incorporated into other sessions as well.
You brought some pictures today.
I did.
This would be a lovely time for you to show Molly in action.
So this is Molly.
What a cutie.
She is a very smiley dog.
Say the 2 breeds again. Cattle.
Australian cattle dog.
Yeah.
And Great Pyrenees.
Oh, yeah.
She's got the coloring of an Australian cattle dog and kind of the face of a Great Pyrenees.
Yes, absolutely.
Her
They're
build,
this color too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Her build is a little more cattle doggy, but her behaviors are Great Pyrenees and cattle dog together.
Gentle giants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. So she oftentimes gets the run of the place. So she is loud on the furniture. We have, the lint brushes.
Oh, yeah.
So we can wipe everything down afterwards.
The dog glitter.
She definitely makes herself comfortable while she's at work. Sometimes very comfortable.
Yeah.
So,
it's hard.
She will nap at work if she's alone with me in my office and the door is closed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she's on guard duty the whole day.
Right.
She is constantly checking in with people, making sure she sees who's coming through that
so
door. And she often attends our outings with us. So if we go to, we always go to the North Shore Pride event.
Yep.
And she accompanies us to that. She'll go to other wellness open houses and such. Pretty much any place I'm allowed to bring her, I will bring her.
Yes.
Because she can have such an impact, even just with people walking by and they're like, oh my goodness, you use dogs in therapy? And I'm like, oh yeah, we use dogs in therapy.
Yes.
So that actually has drawn some folks to us that may not have come to us otherwise.
Right.
Because we have the opportunity to use.
You only know what you know.
You only know what you know. And having Molly, as a working assistant in our office space has definitely been appealing to a lot of folks. Also, in addition to Molly, because I've been in the field for a while and doing animal assisted work, I've actually brought on some staff members who I have trained to use their own dogs in therapy as well. So it's not just Molly some days. Sometimes it's Molly and sometimes it's Molly and Dorothy. Sometimes it is the two other little guys over in the other office that come in. And because I've been doing this and I have a fair amount of experience, I'm comfortable training them. I'm also comfortable assessing the dogs for appropriate fit.
Right.
We recently hired someone who had a pit bull mix.
Yep.
And she brought him in during a day where she didn't have a lot on her schedule, so we could kind of assess how they would manage the office space. And sweetest thing, but a little too rambunctious.
Yeah.
So
especially the weight.
And the weight, he was massive.
Right.
He was a big boy. And he was also hyper-focused on mom. So that made managing him in the office space a little more difficult, because if we did have to take him and place him like in a crate away from her, he would be very upset and he would whine the whole time. Yeah. Whereas like Molly, I can put her in the crate if I need to, if she needs a break or I need her contained while I do something. And it tolerates it fine. Yeah. So that's one of the keys in kind of assessing a good fit for whether or not a dog should be in the office on a regular basis.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Nigel used to be very hyper-focused on me. I think ever since we got Ollie.
Yeah.
He's changed a little bit, but he's Canine Good Citizen.
Yep. I do recommend that everybody get Canine Good Citizen.
But he still has his moments where he's kind of like, nah, I don't want to be put away. Where's mom?
Yep. I recommend Canine Good Citizen. I recommend, or I actually require that they are healthy. They may have a disability, but they have to be currently healthy. Right. So like no sorts of infections or anything that might be infectious to people or other dogs, because we do have other dogs with us. Additionally, crate trained is really good. Yeah. Not make or break, but really good. Yeah. And also, know his bite history. Yeah. So that we can preclude that. And we also carry insurance. Right. To cover any mishap that may occur. We've never had to use it, knock on wood.
Yeah, I mean, they're animals at the end of the day. You never know what's going to provoke some reaction, right?
Right. And Molly has a little bit of a distaste for really tall men.
Interesting.
So we're assuming it probably came from her history prior to us. Yep. So I have to be extra aware if some tall men are coming into our space.
Fascinating.
But that can even be incorporated into the work.
That's true. That's true. Mm-hmm. So what moment made you realize your pet had sparked something bigger? What was that moment?
It's It's interesting. I saw her online, and she was coming up from a rescue. I can't remember the name of the rescue right now, but one of the rescues, they had found her down south. She was a stray, and she had the smiliest face in her video, and on the photos on the website that we were looking at. So I reached out and I said, listen, this is what I'm looking for. Is this possibly a dog that could be a match? And they put me in touch with the foster parent down south. And I said, okay, listen, this is what I'm looking for. And she said, Molly is the sweetest thing. She loves people. She's going to be a really good match for you. I said, okay, we'll roll the dice then. And she came up and we met her. She adjusted to living with us really, really quickly.
Yeah.
We could tell that she knew some things already, like somebody
took some time with her
at some point.
Yep.
And either she got lost or was kind of released into the wild. You know how down south can be.
Yep.
And within, I would say, a month of her being with us, I was like, yep, she can do this.
I love that. So what's one lesson your pet has taught you that shows up in your business every day?
I think the biggest lesson is that sometimes you have to take it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to not be there that day.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay to take a mental health day.
Yeah. Even the mental health place needs a mental health day.
Absolutely.
Everybody does.
Exactly. And I was able to assess that after, trying to have her in for certain lengths of time, so many days a week. And that's when I recognized that in all reality, 3 days is perfect for her. And every dog will have a different level of perfect.
Yeah.
But 3 days is perfect. That is when she is functioning best in the office and also most herself at home.
Okay.
So there's a balance there.
Right. Fully functioning in both locations.
Yeah.
At her full capacity.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And the rest to recharge.
Oh, yes.
We could learn from that for
we
sure.
We all need it.
We don't do it. So how has your pet helped you connect with your customers or community?
So both. Definitely customers, or in our case, clients,
yep.
Who will come in. A lot of times folks are nervous about coming into therapy or really don't know what to expect from therapy. And just walking through the front door and having her there greeting folks reduces the anxiety right away for most folks.
Yep.
And then being able to utilize her as a tool in therapy is incredibly impactful. A good example of this is, it actually wasn't in therapy, but I have permission to share this. One of my staff members is a very flamboyant, very she takes up a lot of space in the room. She's wonderful.
She shines bright.
Oh, she shines bright. And she was having a really hard time connecting to Molly. And she came to me one day really frustrated. And she's like, I don't understand. I'm trying to connect with her. I'm trying to give her treats. I want her to come in my office and be with me and my clients. And I don't know what's going on with that. And I turned to her and I said, is there anywhere else in your life that is like that? And her face dropped. And she went, oh my God, my teenage daughter.
Interesting.
And I said, okay, so you come on kind of strong. You're you just have a lot of energy. You're flamboyant. You are sucking up a lot of the oxygen in the room. Do you think maybe that's too much for Molly? And do you think maybe that's too much for your teenage daughter too?
Interesting.
And she had such a massive epiphany.
Yeah.
But that is exactly how good animal-assisted therapy works. Molly is not, she technically is, because it was a building issue. I needed to have her certified as a therapy animal.
Yes.
I don't want her to be one of those therapy animals that constantly looks at me for direction.
Yep. Checking in.
Constantly,
Right.
Okay, Mom, what am I supposed to do? What am I
Right.
supposed to do? I want a therapy animal who is behaving as themselves, who has free will, who is engaging with clients the way she's choosing to engage with clients, not the way I'm telling her to engage with clients.
knowing the confidence behind what her mission is.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because that gives clients the opportunity to externalize things onto her. And that's really where the power of animal-assisted therapy is.
That's really deep. I think I'm going to take a little of that tip for myself too, because
Yeah.
I have a very big personality sometimes. It's really, I love that a lot. That's a great share. Thank you. I'm glad she gave you permission for
You're
that.
welcome, yes. I share it in the training I do for animal-assisted therapy as well, because it just really, in a nice little compact story, kind of tells the whole thing.
I think I had this on another show, meeting people where they are. It's
Yes.
very difficult for humans, but animals just do that so naturally.
They know.
And so we have to remind ourselves to be like, oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute, that's, sometimes we absorb it in like, oh, that's
Right.
about me. And sometimes it's not about you at all. It's just whatever they're going through at the time, right? So.
And she's particularly good with like ADHD boys.
Yep.
Because they'll be like, play with me, and they'll go at her. And she will be like, whoa, too much energy, and she will remove herself from them.
Okay.
And then they're disappointed, and they're like, well, why won't Molly play with me?
Yeah,
And
right.
it gives us a chance to talk about the behaviors of their ADHD and how that affects others.
Yeah.
And what can we do different? And then let's practice that right now with Molly. So rather than saying, these are the things you need to do out in the world, I'm giving you an opportunity to do it right now in the moment and get positive feedback.
The magic of that is a pet could only pull that off. An animal could only pull that off.
Absolutely.
Because if a child hears that from an adult, it would be digested. My son has ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
It would be digested differently than an interaction that they were in and they didn't understand the, I'm going to use this loosely, the rejection feeling of that interaction.
It takes the judgment away.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely.
Highly anxious clients, Molly will climb up on their lap and just like put their head in their laps and let them pet her while we're discussing what's going on for those folks.
So tell me something about this. Is there something about the heartbeat?
Yes.
Right? So I did therapy session one time, equine kind of interaction.
Oh, yes.
Because I love horses. And I said, well, I'm going to go for this.
I was originally trained in that.
And it was a beautiful moment. And I learned so much about horses and how, they're a bigger animal than us and how they'll match our heart rate and you get in sync. And it was beautiful. And
co-regulation.
And so that's what she's really doing there.
That's what she's doing in those moments. Yeah.
Fascinating.
And they're, one of the things that is so amazing working with dogs is that oxytocin is the feel-good
chemicals we get in our brain.
We release a lot, like when we have a baby in our arms and we're engaging with them or feeding them. Dogs help us release oxytocin, and we help dogs release oxytocin. So they feel good when we feel good.
Mutual happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. We need more of that.
Absolutely.
So if your pet could talk, what do you think they would say about your success story?
She would say, Mom, I want more treats. She is highly treat motivated.
What's her high quality treat? What's the high value treat?
She likes everything. I think because there was a time where she didn't have regular access to food, that she is just like, the only thing she doesn't like is apples.
That's funny.
Yeah, my other two dogs love apples. She doesn't like them. She likes carrots. She
Put some
likes
peanut
celery.
butter on them. They like it. With
Yeah, she'll eat anything with peanut butter on it. She'd eat a piece of the rug if it had peanut butter on it.
Liver treats was Nigel's big one. I remember.
Yeah.
And boiled hot dogs. And I brought it one time to training and not realizing how greasy they would be. Even though I washed them and rinsed them and rinsed them and rinsed them, I was like, never again.
Yeah, they're a little slimy.
He loved it. He was like a rock star that day, but wow.
Yeah. And that she is such a good companion. She loves being with me. She would say, Mom, take me with you.
Yeah. Don't forget me, right? Don't forget me. And so now my favorite part of the show is the bonus question, Spill the Treats. Ooh. What's one fun, quirky, or surprising thing about your pet or your journey together?
surprising thing about about Molly. So I have 2 other dogs at home, neither of which are office appropriate. One is a husky mix, but he's special needs. He's got a seizure disorder and bad knees. And I actually tried him out, and he didn't have the stamina for it. So he doesn't come. And my other one is this little mix of things that is, he's Pomeranian, Shih Tzu, Chihuahua,
Oh boy.
and he's got the Chihuahua personality. So he's not office
That's
appropriate.
my Ollie.
Yeah, not office appropriate. But at dinner time at work, when she's with me, I can get her to sit and stay, and I can put the bowl down, no problem. And she's just very like calm and patient while I go through the whole routine. At home, when we're feeding all 3 of them, she will literally jump this high off the ground. While we're dishing out the food for all, and she just keeps jumping like higher than the stove. And we're like,
they're like Tigger. It's like, I don't get
it's
how
like
you do that.
Tigger. And it's the only time she jumps crazy high, but at dinner time, at home with the other 2.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's my Ollie too. He, I don't know where he gets the height, but he goes over my hip.
Yeah.
And he's only 8 pounds. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's got some jump to her.
Yeah. So before we wrap up, where can people find you, follow your work? I know your business has many locations, and we didn't talk about that. Tell us about your locations and where to find you.
Sure. So Ellie Mental Health of the North Shore is the Ellie that I am the clinic director of. We are located in Peabody and Beverly. There are other Ellies within Massachusetts owned by other organizations. So we are the North Shore.
Okay.
We are looking to open a 3rd office at some point in the greater Haverhill area.
Awesome.
So
We need it.
that's going to be office 3 for us.
Yep.
And you can find our website at elliementalhealth.com. And we're also on Facebook. So yeah, you can kind of find us wherever you Google us.
I just have a thought in my head. Ellie,
Yes.
it must be because of the elephant.
Yes.
But I didn't realize it was part of I don't want to call a franchise.
It is a franchise.
All right, it's a franchise.
It's a franchise.
So that's, did they have an experience with an elephant?
That is an excellent question. I don't think so.
Yeah, interesting.
Ellie came from the
Now just
fact
sit.
that
Sit,
when
sit,
they
sit.
were looking for like a mascot, elephants are very community based.
Yes.
And very social and very supportive of each other. And that is the approach that the founders wanted around mental health.
Okay.
So Ellie is our mascot, and we try really, really hard to be good citizens, good community members, and help as many people as we can.
I love that. I'd love to talk to them if it was really an elephant.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, thank you for joining us and sharing your story. It was great learning about Molly and
Absolutely.
everything, all the great stuff you're doing. And a special thank you to HC Media for providing the studio space and supporting community storytelling. And you can follow insPAWed on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And if these stories have inspired you, consider applying and coming on the show. I would love to talk with you. Thank you for watching and supporting these stories. And I'll leave you with this question. How have you been insPAWed? Thank you so much. Yay, Nigel.